TriMet's first bike and ride here at the Sunset Transit Center. I wanted to recognize some important people we have in the audience, as well as those who are up here behind me. Certainly, I'd like to first recognize a couple of my bosses here. Rick Van Beveren, who's the president of the TriMet Board of Directors. I'd also like to, earlier saw Dr. T. Allen Betho. Dr. Betho, thank you for coming. I also heard that Steve Clark is going to be here as well. I haven't seen Steve yet, but if he's here, I'm sure he'll be here shortly. I also wanted to make sure that we were able to introduce Karen Frost from the Washington County Transportation Association, and Mark Sanchucci from the Beaverton City Council. Mark, great to see you again. And we'll note a few other people as we go through. I think we were also expecting John Valley from Senator Jeff Berkeley's office, and I haven't seen John yet, but my apologies. We at TriMet, with all of our partners, have been working for a much more sustainable transit system over a long period of time. And we're all familiar that this region has had absolutely phenomenal growth in biking over the years. We know also that it's an impractical thought that all of those bikes can ever be accommodated on the transit system, particularly during rush hours. So that brings to mind what happens in the biking capitals of the world, like Copenhagen or Amsterdam. And in those situations, what we find is that bike parking at transit stations has been the answer for them. And in those situations, we find large capacity bike parking that has provided great access to the transit system for large segments of the population. It's a sustainable solution, and it's a good solution. The bike and ride that we have behind us here is the first of 3 facilities that TriMet will be opening this year. Early fall, we'll be opening a similar facility at the Beaverton Transit Center and also at the Gresham Transit Center. So we're very pleased to be providing this. This facility here will provide parking for 74 bikes, which is a large increase in the number that we've been able to accommodate here at the Sunset Transit Center. We're also, for the first time, and you'll see this demonstrated shortly, pioneering smart card technology to provide access to these in a secure and safe manner. And so we think that creating this bike and ride creates a really new and innovative but critical addition to our transportation system here in Portland metropolitan area. I'd also like to note that I'm really pleased that we're opening the first of these here in Washington County. One of the challenges that we have geographically is something called the West Hills behind us. And actually being able to intercept bikes at this side of the West Hills, where perhaps it's easy for people to get to from Washington County, is really important in terms of a long-term bike access system. I'd also like to note that we've had a long and fruitful partnership with Washington County. And in that regard, I look to continuing that partnership with newly elected board chair of the Washington County Commission, Andy Dyke. Andy, say a few words.
Thanks very much, Neil. I appreciate that. Washington County is proud to be a partner with TriMet in this endeavor and many other transportation endeavors as well. In a suburban environment like this, a combination of transit and bikes can move people great distances. That's very important to keep in mind. But one of the criticisms from the business community has been that although we have this great transit system, we don't have a way of getting people to transportation, that what we call the last mile, from their places of employment to the transit system that'll take them home. This facility is one of many that gives people an option where they can ride their bikes. Those who can and want to ride their bikes to the facility, it extends the reach of that transit facility and makes it more available to all of us. It's been said that we can't grow our way out of congestion. I think that's been said many times and we've all heard it. You can't grow your way out of congestion, but what you can do is you can increase capacity. And for those who want to and are willing to ride their bikes, every person that does so takes one more car off the road, freeing up available space for freight movement, and for those who have to travel great distances who don't have the availability of transit, This is really very important. And I look forward to this facility, to the opening of this facility, as well as many more just like it throughout Washington County and the region. Because as we expand that network, we make it even more viable to a greater number of people. I think that we're going to see economies of scale start to work and as options open up. And so, again, I'd like to say that I'm proud to be a partner as a representative of Washington County in this endeavor. Thank you very much. And now, if I could, I'd like to introduce and bring up Representative Blumenauer's staff here, Mickey Blizzard. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Unfortunately, Congressman Blumenauer couldn't be here today. He's back in D.C. voting, but he would certainly love to be here because this is a prime example of using federal stimulus monies for a very good project, replacing 7 parking spaces for cars with 74 bike spaces. While this isn't exactly in the 3rd congressional district, it certainly affects the entire region, bringing jobs to the region to build these kind of facilities, enabling people to commute by bike, and saving American families money by lowering their commuting costs as well. As a Washington County commuter myself, sometimes I ride my bike, take Max, or the bus. This is going to be a very handy kind of facility for me to use, so I'm delighted to see it as well. We've been sharing the road with cars, we've been sharing the ride with other Max riders, and now we get to share the parking. So, Congressman Blumenauer is very pleased. Thanks.
Vicki, thank you very much. We all know what a great champion for bicycling, and our chair of the Congressional Bike Caucus is Representative Earl Blumenauer. Thank you again for being here. I'd also like to sort of just note that what we do here in Oregon, Washington County, throughout this region, is really due to really strong partnerships. And I'm pleased to have a relatively new partner here to speak to us, and that's our representative, a new executive director of the Bicycle Transportation Alliance. We've been really pleased to work with the BTA over time, and I'm very pleased to be working with Rob Sadowski on a number of initiatives, including this, safety, and many other things. So with that, I'd like to introduce Rob Sadowski, the new executive director of the Bicycle Transportation Alliance.
Thank you very much, Neil, and thank you for the vision that TriMet is bringing to a multimodal approach to getting people to and from work, to and from shopping, to and from recreation. It's all part of the vision that we have here as part of the Bicycle Transportation Alliance for a region that can get around in any way that they want. When we asked our members what was most important to them in terms of big initiatives, bike parking at TriMet stations was one of the top 40 things that was part of our vision. So we're excited to see this because we know that it is representational of the needs of our members and the needs of the bicycling community throughout the area. Let me share with you that this is just part of the vision, because once we get people here, we need to get them safely to their job sites. So we need a network that's complete in Washington County that has safe access once they cross this bridge over here, and how they get into the communities, and how do they get to their homes, or how do they get to those jobs. Because while the vision for a last mile makes sense, we're a little bit farther away from the last mile connection here. We need to get that last 3-mile connection for some of these areas. It's also important for us to have parking that is safe, particularly for those folks who are still a little less comfortable in making these commutes. And having secured, locked, lit bike parking is a really valuable tool to make that next connection for those folks, particularly women and people who are a little more vulnerable when they get into a parking structure, and they see this opportunity. It's going to be really great for them. We want more, and I would love to see more of these kinds of facilities built, and we know in order to make that happen, we all need to work together to get a new transportation bill passed in D.C., and great to have champions such as Earl Blumenauer and Senator Merkel who are working on this. But it's time to ramp up that and make sure that the stimulus money that's been invested in our communities has some more injection of capital, so we can create more jobs and more opportunities like this through the neighborhoods and through our areas. So I'm excited to be able to use this. I had a great tour yesterday of Washington County and experiencing it, so I can see where that connectivity is. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the stations that come on board. And I'm also looking forward to seeing what other ways we can get people, once they come here, to experience these communities so they can understand the value and the joy that is out here in Washington County. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. I'd like to also acknowledge and thank Beaver Demir and Doyle for being here. He said he'd spare us some remarks, but he'll make up for it when we open at the Beaverton Transit Center. I'd also like to introduce Metro Councilor Catherine Harrington, who, again, Metro has been a great partner of us in all of these things and has provided great leadership in the whole area of active transportation. Catherine?
Thank you, Neil. As the Metro Councilor for this area and a 20-year resident in this neighborhood, I'm really excited about this facility. We now have a safe, secure place to park our bikes, whether we've invested $100 or thousands of dollars in our bikes. We now have a place out of the weather where I don't have to worry about somebody messing with my bike. So may we all go to the TriMet website and sync up with Bikely so that we'll be able to park our bikes not only in this facility, but additional facilities that are yet to be built throughout the region. Thank you.
As you've heard, federal stimulus funds did contribute to the construction of this and the other bike facilities. Also wanted to note that this year we've increased bike parking for added another 380 bikes along our system overall, and we've also refurbished parking for another 196 bikes. So we've been able to make a great leap forward, if you will, related to bike access to our system. And again, we're providing information on how to get to this transit center by bike safely for all the neighborhoods around here as well, and that's available again on the TriMet sites. And I also would like to note that we're giving away 20 Bike Flip cards here today, so we will, you can sign up for a drawing here. They are valued at $20, so another bargain for us all. Finally, before I introduce County Commissioner Dick Shelton, who will demonstrate the system for us, I wanted to just acknowledge a couple of the key TriMet staff who have really been involved with this. First of all, I wanted to acknowledge Colin Mountfather. Colin, thank you very much for your hard work and inspiration in leading TriMet through this. I'd also like to introduce Carolyn Young, who has been really one of the visionaries for us for this bike access system. And then for Brian McNabb and Dan Kovnowski, who have really led our capital projects effort. So thank you all very much. We'll now be with dangerous weapons. We will cut the ribbon, and then I'd like to ask County Commissioner Dick Shelton to actually demonstrate how you use this facility. Thank you all very much for being here.